going on, guys? Welcome back to From the Red Carpet. On today's episode, we have a lot of MCU news regarding Guardians 3, Agatha Harkness, Loki Season 2, and a bunch of other stuff, as well as a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. So stick around and we'll dive right in. Starting off, it looks like we're getting a Season 2 of Hawkeye, and the sole focus won't be on Clint Barton. It looks like they're aiming to have Young Avengers be established in Season 2, with Clint taking on a more leadership role for the team, kind of like how Fury did with the Avengers. It will also further Kate Bishop's story and her relationship with Yelena. As far as how the other members will be introduced, it's hard to say. We'll probably see Kid Loki in Season 2 of Loki. Eli Bradley is set to appear in Captain America 4, Stature and Quantumania, and so on. There's no date for the second season of Hawkeye, but I'm willing to bet it'll be in the next year at some point. But while I'm on the subject, Season 2 has been labeled as a comedy, so we can expect more humor from Kate Bishop and Yelena. Speaking of the Young Avengers, Eli Bradley will return in Captain America 4. This is the one with Sam Wilson. I assumed that he would be getting his own trilogy, not adding on to the Steve Rogers films, but hey, what do I know? Anyway, Elijah Richardson, who plays the character, will not only be in this one, but will be in the Young Avengers as well, as I stated earlier. It looks like he's getting Cap's original shield, so I'm not sure if it's like the OG one or a replica. And if you didn't watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Eli Bradley is the grandson of Isaiah Bradley, who briefly worked as Captain America in the 1980s and was disavowed and imprisoned shortly after. After his stint as the captain, he was treated poorly and any knowledge of his heroics were thrown away. That is, until modern day, where Sam Wilson made a memorial for him. So hopefully, we'll get to see more of this story in the fourth film. The Ironheart series will continue the story of Riri Williams after she debuts in Wakanda Forever. She's a brilliant college student who takes over for Iron Man in the comics. However, the MCU version of the character will be Eric Killmonger's daughter. I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Anyway, as of recently, Shuri is said to have a recurring role in the Ironheart series when it hits Disney+. Last week, we got a better look at what to expect in The House of Harkness. This series will bring back Kathryn Hahn as Agatha Harkness, the villain from WandaVision, and it will touch on her younger days with her coven. Recently, it's been reported that Jennifer Kale will make an appearance in the series. Who is she? Well, in the comics, she's the granddaughter of Joshua Kale, a cult leader based in the Florida Everglades who had multiple run-ins with Man-Thing. Jennifer took an interest in witchcraft using one of her grandfather's books. She attempted to summon a demon and was successful. This demon, Thog the Netherspawn, arrived to Earth and was subdued by Man-Thing, saving Jennifer's life. This somehow resulted in Jennifer sharing a psychic link with Man-Thing, and with Man-Thing debuting in the Werewolf by Night one-off special, they may actually do a version of this in the series. Guardians 3 is shaping up to be a great film, although it looks like Drax may bite the bullet at some point. The film is said to touch on the origin of Rocket Raccoon and even introduce the High Evolutionary and Adam Warlock. Another character in the film is MoonDragon, the daughter of Drax. Her real name is Heather Douglas, and her backstory is kind of a sad one. As a child, she was driving through the desert with her family when they happened upon Thanos' ship. With him wanting no witnesses, Thanos blew up her family's car, killing them. Her father's corpse would later become what we know as Drax the Destroyer, but that's a story for another day. Heather was then found by Thanos' father and taken to the planet Titan to be raised. As she grew up, Heather developed and controlled a latent psychic ability, and then she took on the name MoonDragon and returned to Earth. Anyway, actress Daniela Melchior, the one who played Ratcatcher 2 in Suicide Squad, is set to play the character in Guardians 3. Here are some behind-the-scenes shots of her. After his appearance in Eternals, Harry Styles will return in the MCU as Star Fox for another project. Harry initially signed on for a 5-movie deal with Marvel Studios as the character, and may have a solo project in the works. It's hard to say if it'll be a movie or a series, but hopefully it'll touch more on his childhood growing up with his brother, Thanos. The Blue Beetle film has added another member to the cast. In addition to Zolo Maraduena as Jaime Reyes, Jason Sudeikis is now reported to play Ted Kord in the film. Ted Kord is the first iteration of the character in the comics. He's a brilliant inventor and athlete. His version of the character had a more spandexy look, and he used a variety of weapons, as opposed to that metallic exoskeleton that Jaime has. Anyway, Kord may only serve as the predecessor or the mentor to Jamie in the film. Now on to some other news. Yes, Johnny Depp won his case, but that doesn't mean we'll see him back as Captain Jack Sparrow ever again. I'm sure he's done with that character. Instead, Warner Brothers is rebooting the franchise with a female lead, and it looks like they're eyeing up Margot Robbie for the role. But will she be a version of Jack Sparrow? I can't say for sure. I'm intrigued to find out though. And lastly, guys, I'll leave you with this. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, this is a horror retelling of the classic children's story. And yeah, it's a real thing. It was first talked about this past January, and from what the pictures show, it looks terrifying. Are they people in costumes, or are they just giant humanoid animals? All I can say is that it's obviously not being put out by Disney. This is actually an independent film, and also I have no idea what the plot's going to be, or the release date. Just as soon as we get a trailer though, you better believe I'll put it in an episode. Alrighty then, this does it for another episode of From the Red Carpet. If you guys enjoyed the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one.